On this part of math, we are going to talk about binomial theorem. Binomial theorem. What is binomial theorem and where do we use it? And what's the idea to find a specific term in a binomial? Okay, but just as introduction for this topic here, I'm going to tell you here for the first note here before we go to the topic itself. If I tell you now 5 factorial, what does it mean 5 factorial? 5 factorial means you multiply 5 times the number next, which is smaller, 4 times 3 times 2 till you get multiplied by 1. So if I tell you now 3 factorial, what does it mean? It means 3 times 2 times 1. So you go from that number that is mentioned then to lower till you get what? 1. This is now what does it mean factorial. Okay. Second note is we need to understand what is combination. This is combination. If I tell you now 6 combination 2. 6 combination what? 2. What does that mean? It means just the factorial of the number that is here. So 6 factorial up divided by 6 minus 2, subtract them here. 6 minus 2 is going to be 4. So 4 factorial times this number, which is what? 2 factorial. Then you find here, how can you find it then? 6 factorial is 6 times 5 times, I can continue 4, 3, or I can just write 4 factorial and I stop. So 6 factorial is 6 times 5 times 4 factorial. You can stop because 4 factorial, it means the continuity. Over here, 4 factorial times 2 factorial, which is 2 times 1. Now, as you see, I can simplify this one by this one easily. Now it becomes 5 times 6 equals what? Equals 30. 30 over what? Over 2 equals what? 15. You see? So that means 6 combination 2, it will give you what? It will give you 15. So you understand how it's going to be. Up, you write the factorial of the number that is here. You call it n. So as a rule, so n, and this is r, it's going to be n factorial over n minus r factorial times r what? Factorial, and this is what? The combination. So now, before we go to the binomial ideas, so we need to understand these two notes. What does it mean factorial and what does it mean what? Combination, and how it is what? Solved. Good. Do we have another idea? Yes, we have another idea that is called Pascal's triangle. If you want to use it, Pascal triangle is 1. Then you write here 1, 1. Good. Then you write here also you can 1, 1. But look here now. And the second one here, 1, 1. Then you add these two ones. These two ones. So look. In the middle, you add the 1 plus 1, 2. So you write the 2 here. Now in the third and in the fourth row, you write here 1 and you write here 1. And in the middle here, you write the sum of these two. What they're going to be? 3. And you write the sum of these two. It's going to be what? 3. So it's going to be 1, 3, 3, 1. Okay. In the fourth row, it's going to be 1, 1. Then you add these ones as you see. 1 plus 3 is going to be 4, and 3 plus 3 is going to be 6, and 3 plus 1 is going to be what? 4. So 1, 4, 6, 4, 1. If you continue now, to the next row, you write here 1, and you write here 1. Then you add these ones, they're going to be 5. You add these ones, they're going to be 10. You add these ones, they're going to be 10. You add these ones, they're going to be what? 5. So it's going to be 1, 5, 10, 10, 5, 1. So this is now called what? It's called Pascal's triangle. So look, this one is the third row. It means third row if the power is 3. So we are talking about 1 plus a plus b power 3. These ones now 1 here and 2 and 3, they're going to represent what? They're going to represent the coefficients. They're going to represent the coefficient of what? Of nomials. Okay, now we go into the binomial and what does it mean? Good. Binomial is we have here a plus b power 1. It equals what? A plus b. Thank you. If I have now a plus b power 2, how can I open this parenthesis? As we know, it's going to be like 1a plus b. We know that how to open it. It's going to be, it means a plus b times a plus b. Then you multiply first times first, first times second, second times first, and second times. Okay, what will you get then when you open it? What will you get? Look, what will you get is a squared plus last one squared, which is b squared, plus 2 times the first times what? Times the second. So that means it's going to be a squared plus 2ab plus b squared. Good. Easy now to open it. But what about if it becomes a plus b power 3? How can you open this one now? So you're going to open it this way. You're going to say, okay, it is a plus b times what? Times here, which is a plus b squared. We can write it this way. Why? Because the power here is 1 and the power here is 2, so they're going to make 3. Now this one is already, we know what, it's here. So what will I get now? I get a plus b as it is times this one, which is a squared plus 2ab plus what? B squared. Now you multiply, as you see, multiply the first one by the first, then the first times the second, then the first times the third. Then you multiply the second times the first, then it's going to be too long. Okay, it will be long. Okay, how many terms it will get? So look, if the power here is 2, you will get 3 terms. You see, this is the first term, second term, third term. Okay, if the power here is 3, how many terms you will get? You will get 4 terms. You will get what? 4 terms. Okay, these 4 terms now, if we use now Pascal theorem to get the ideas, look how we're going to do it. If you use Pascal triangle. Pascal triangle 1, and here's 1, 1, right? And here is 1, 1. Then you add them here, you get 2, then 1, and here's 1. Here you'll get 3, here you'll get 3, right? So that means if I have 4 terms, this one will be what? The coefficient of these terms. So you'll get 1, and then plus 3, then plus 3, then plus 1, right? Okay, you can, by the way, multiply these ones the way, as I said, first times first, first times second, first times third, and second times first, second times second, second times third. You get, then you see what you will get in the end. What you get is the same idea here that we use it in Pascal. Okay, now you write 1, 3, 3, 1. These ones for the 4, what? For the 4 terms. Then you write AB for each one. AB for each term. AB. Now look, you start by A. You start by A by the same power. What is the power here? 3. You start here 3 and B0. Now increase the B, increase the B and decrease the A. A now will be 2 and B will be 1. Then decrease now A, it's gonna be 1 and B will be 2. Decrease A, it's gonna be 0 and here will be what? 3. So look what you get now. What do you get now exactly here? A, B power 0 is 1, 1 times, we get A power 3 only for the first term. And for the second term, you'll get 3, as you see, 3A power 2, B power 1, plus here you will get 3A, B squared. Then here you will get what? This one will be 1, so you will get only B power what? Power 3. So that means if you multiply these ones now, if you multiply these ones, you will get in the end what? This part. This is now, we solved it by using what? Pascal's theorem. But Pascal's theorem, triangle, if your power is 3 or the power is 4, okay, you can use it, the power is 5. Okay, but sometimes when the power is 10, imagine you draw this triangle till 10 row, so till the 10th or the 11th row, it will be too long. It will be what? Too long. So in this case, we have another idea. How can now I open this one here? Okay, here now, A plus B power 3, we can solve it in 3 ways. This is the traditional way where we put the bracket into 2 brackets, as you see here, 2 parentheses. Then we multiply as a multiplication to get what? The answer. Or we use Pascal's triangle, then we use AB for each one. Or we use what? The theorem, binomial theorem. Binomial theorem says CN choose an R, okay, it equals A, and the A will be power the n minus R, then B, the n minus R, then B power what? Power R. Good. What does that mean now? If I'm choosing the first now, if I want to choose the first term for this one here, I want to find the first term. The first term, n is the, when is n? N is the power that is here, which is 3. You see, it's n. And the R is the number you want to choose. The first term will be, the R will be 0. So we start R from 0 for the first term. So that means it's going to be 3C, choosing what? 0. Then A will be power what? 3 minus 0, which is what? 3. B power what? R, which is 0 here. This is the first term. Okay, what will be the second term? What will be the second term? The second term will be 3, choosing what? 1. Then A power what? 3 minus 1, it's going to be 2. Then B power what? Power the R, which is 1 here, 1. Then plus the third term. The third term will, the C, with the R of the C will be number 2. Always this number will be the number of the term minus 1. So that means it's going to be here now. Then A power 3 minus 2, it's going to be 1. Then B power what? Power R, which is what? 2. Then the fourth term, it's going to be 3, choosing here 2. Then A, choosing 3, sorry, choosing 3 here. And A power 3 minus 3 is going to be 0. And B power the 3, which is what? 3. Now, if you go to open these ones here, 3 choosing 0, 3 choosing 0 by the here combination, 3 combination 0, it's going to be what? 1. It's going to be 1. So this one 1. And this one is 1. So what is left? A power 3 plus here now 3 combination 1 is 3. 3 combination 1. Any number combination 1 is going to be the same number. So that means this one will be 3A squared B power 1 plus here, by the way, 3 combination 2, it's going to be like 3 combination 1. 3, look, keep this note here in your mind. So if I have 8 combination 7, it's going to be the same like 8 combination 1. Because look, if you here, what is the difference between the 7 and the 8 is 1. So if you choose instead of the 7, 1, it's going to be the same idea. So 8 combination 1, what's the difference between 1 and 8 is 7. So if you choose 7, it's going to be the same. So that means 3 combination 2 is the same like 3 combination what? 1. So that means it's going to be what? 3. A power 1 and B what? Squared. Plus here, 3 combination 3 is the same like 3 combination 0, which is 1. 1 and here is 1. So that means it's going to be 1. 1 times B power 3, it's going to be B power 3. So as you see now, how you see the results? Isn't it this number same like this number? And here it's the same like this one, and this one here it's the same, and this one here it's the same. So that means now we solved A plus B power 3. We solved it in 3 ways. Normal multiplication, the first way, and it's going to be the same answer, but we didn't continue it. You can continue it. Second one, we use Pascal's triangle and we get this result. Then third one, we use what? Binomial theorem, and you get this one. And binomial theorem here, it is used to find any term. It is used to find any term, even if it is big power. Okay, Pascal's triangle is with the power is small. And multiplication, no way, when the power is small. But if it becomes big power, we use this way. Okay, we're going to take another idea, another example where we get higher power. Okay, if I tell you now A plus B, power here 9, power 9. The first question, how many terms when I open this one? Look, A plus B power 9. That means A plus B as a parenthesis times itself 9 times. You're going to see how long it's going to be, how many terms you'll find. So number of terms will be how many? Number of terms will be 10 terms. Because number of terms will be the same like the power plus 1. Get 10 terms. Okay, can I find these 10 terms? It will cost me a lot of time to find the first term and the second and the third, okay? But I have this idea, which is, look, C, and here is N, and this one, it represents N. The number that is here, it represents N. Then R is the one that you want to choose it. Good. Then the first term here is A. The first term here is A. It's going to be power N minus R. Then times B, and the B will be power always what? The R. Good. Now, if I want to find, in this example, if I want to find the third term, if I want to find now the question now here, find the third term. How can you find the third what term? Okay, how to find the third term here? Okay, the third term now, if you want to find the number of terms, Shabab, if you want to find that number of terms, the third term, the fifth term, the second, the third term, you use this idea. But you use this idea now, you need to pay attention to the following. What is N? N is the power. Okay, N is 9. Good. What is R? If you want to find the third term, that means R is the number minus 1. So 3 minus 1 is going to be 2. So R will be 2. If you want to find the seventh term, that means R will be 6. If you want to find the 10th term, that means R will be 9. Keep that in mind. So R will be the number of the term minus 1. Good. So here now, third term. Okay, then also you need to find what is the first nomial and the second nomial. Then to apply this formula. So first, what is N? N is the power, which is 9. Good. Then R, what is R? If I want to find the third term, that means R will be what? Will be 2. Thank you. Now, what is the first nomial? The first nomial is A. What is the second? The second is B. Good. Now I apply them. Now I apply what? This formula. How I apply it now here? Look, it is N combination R. What is N? We said N is 9. Combination what? Combination R. What is R in this case? It's 2. Thank you. Then the first term, which is A will be power what? As mentioned here, A will be power N minus R. N is 9 minus R, which is 2. It's going to be what? 7. Then B will be power what? B will be power, as you see, power R. As here, it's mentioned power R, and this is R. So that means it's going to be power what? Power 2. Okay. Now I continue. Look, how I continue here now. Look, as we mentioned here, this one here, the combination, it equals 9 combination 7. Why? Because the 7 and the 2, they make 9. So that means, look, the combination of R and the complement of R to be N will be the same. So that means you can write it this way or this way. So we're going to write it this way or this way. It's going to be the same. You can write it in both ways. Look. So now, if we write it this way, which is as it is written, it's going to be 9 factorial over 9 minus R, which is N minus R factorial, which is 9 minus 2, it's going to be 7 factorial. Times what? Times 2 factorial. You see? Okay, what about if we use it this way? Just to give you an idea, what about if we use it this way? It's going to be 9 factorial, which is N factorial, over 9 minus R factorial, which is N minus R. 9 minus 7 is going to be 2 factorial. Oh, times what? Times R factorial, which is what? 7 factorial. Okay, do you see this part and this part the same? Yes, they are. Yes, they are the same. Yes, they are what? The same. Okay, in this case now, what we did, just we changed this one to be here, then A power 7, then B power what? Power 2. Good. Now we'll find this number here. We're going to say equal. 9 factorial, we can write it like 9 times 8 times 7 factorial, you see? Over what? Over 7 factorial times 2 factorial, and 2 factorial means 2 times 1. Now I simplify. Why I did that? Why I stopped at 7 factorial? Because I can cancel it by this one. Now it's going to be 2 times 1 is 2, and here 2, and here 9 times 8 divided by 2. You can simplify now by 2. Here it's going to be 1 by 2. Here you get 4. So 4 times 9, it's going to be what? 36. So that means it's going to be 36. A power 7, B power 2. So this is now represents the third term. This one now represents the third term. Okay, just for more understanding, we're gonna find another term. We're gonna find what? Another term. Okay, for example, now if you want to find now the 8th term, we're gonna find the what? The 8th term. Okay, the 8th term. How can you find it? Okay, to find the 8th term, you have the formula. What is the formula? This is the formula. This is now the formula to find any term, which is n combination for r, then the first term power n minus r, then b power r. Okay, but what you need to know, what is n? N equals what here? It is here. This is n, right? N is 9. Okay, n is 9. Good. Then what is r? R, look, if I'm finding the 8th term, that means r will be this number minus 1. So that means it's going to be 7. Good. R is 7. Then what is the first nomial? It is a and what? And b. So I'm solving for a and b. Now we apply it. Look, c, n, which is 9. It's choosing what? Choosing 7. Good. Then a power what? 9 minus 7. It's going to be what? 2. B power what? R, which is 7. Good. Now, how can I find it now? Look, 9 choosing 7. Look, isn't it the same like this one? And isn't it the same like this one? And we found that it's 36. Yes. So that means this one, it represents 36. So you write it here, 36. Then a squared b power 7. And pay attention, always the power here with the power here, when you add them, you get n. So 2 plus 7, you get n, which is what? Which is 9. Always the power of the first term, and I mean the first term in the parentheses. When you add it to the second, they're gonna make what? N. So that means this is now the 7th term. So that means we can find now any term, first term, second term, third term, fourth term, any term, we can find it as long as we know how to find the combination and we know how to apply the binomial theorem, which is this one here. Okay, we have many, by the way, we have many examples. We're going to solve them in the quizzes and we're going to apply this ideas. But what do you need to remember as? What do you need to remember as? To find any term, for example, now a plus b power n, whatever is the n is 3 or 8 or 10 or 12 or whatever is it. You're going to apply this formula, which is n choosing r, and r is the number of term minus 1, then a power n minus r, then b power what? Power r, to find any term. To find any term. This one here to find the coefficient, then here to find these ones if it has no coefficients here. Okay, what about if I have here is 2? Look, if I have here is 2 as a coefficient of a, what will be changed here? What will be changed here is instead of writing a, you write 2a, and the 2a will be the power of what? To the power of n minus r. So the whole. Okay, what about if this one is negative, not plus? If it is negative, you write here negative. You see, for the b, then you include it under the power of r. Then you solve for any term. To find the 10th term, that means the r will be 9. The r will be 9, while n will be just this power, whatever is that power is. So you understand now an introduction to binomial, and you're going to solve more questions in the quizzes. So make sure if you understand this part, okay, if you didn't understand it, you can repeat it again. Then you solve. You take a pen and you solve by yourself. You find number of terms. You find the third term, you find the second term, and in the quizzes, you start to solve the quiz by yourself, the question by yourself. You solve it seriously. Then you watch the video to see if it works, if it's right or not right. See you in other videos. Thank you so much.